beautiful.
Just in case you're watching us this morning with no firm plans for the weekend, let us give you some. How about heading out to the rodeo in Dunlap, June 2nd and 3rd? Margie Clemmer sure would love to see you. She is here representing SETHRA CASA, which, if you don't know what that is, they are court-appointed
special advocates
for children.
Yes, ma'am.
Who are in a situation of pretty much domestic abuse, is that right?
Any situation that brought them into the juvenile court system. It could be drugs, it could be any type of abuse.
Okay. So the people who are day-to-day advocating for these children in the court system are doing so voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
So this rodeo this weekend is a fundraiser that allows those people to have the resources they need to volunteer. Is
Absolutely.
that right? So talk about the rodeo, then we'll talk about SETHRA.
So this rodeo, it's kind of huge. It's our 6th one we started. So to be at the point where we're having the 6th annual SETHRA CASA Rodeo is huge. So and the growth of that and the support that we've received from the community. It is a full 7-event rodeo. The gates open at 5:30. There's vendors on site with food and other items as well. And the actual event starts at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern time.
Okay, so that's on Friday night.
Friday and Saturday both.
Both the times are the same
Yes,
for either event.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's priced very well. $15 for adults, $10 for kids 6 and up.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it's free if you're under 5 and under. But when you come on Friday night, then if you want to come back on Saturday, you just pay your $15 again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's talk about the why of it, because we need a lot of money raised. Y'all are seeing more and more children coming in to this system.
What CASA does, SETHRA CASA is part of a national nonprofit organization called the National CASA/GAL Association. And there are 941 local chapters throughout the United States. And what we do is we provide volunteer advocates for abused and neglected children in the court system. We advocate for their best interest. We provide fact-based recommendations to the juvenile judges that kind of help tell the story and paint a picture of what it looks like. Because you have some black areas and you have white, but then there's this gray in the center. And we try to help give a clearer picture of the gray. And through that, we work with the children, we work with the families, and always reunification is goal, but sometimes that's not possible. And so if that's not possible, what are the other options? What does it look like for these children? And permanency as quickly as possible is something that we really strongly try to achieve.
I think you told me that you have about 80 children at any given time.
Yes, ma'am.
In your system, and you are serving Sequatchie, Grundy, Bledsoe,
And
Marion counties. So that's a significant number to maintain, and you don't want the advocates to have too many children.
Right. Exactly. Advocates can have 2 cases. They have the option of just saying that they want 1, but the cases keep coming in. So we keep getting appointed quicker than a case will close. And so you don't want the advocate to be overwhelmed or overworked. It takes about 6 hours a month for their work on a case. And so recruitment is always necessary.
And we will show you a website when we're through talking with Margie, where if you're interested in being an advocate and learning more about how to become one, you can reach out to her through that website.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the 6 hours a month that these advocates kind of dedicate. Are any of those, how much of that time is spent talking with the child?
We ask that the advocates at least reach out and have in-person contact with the children at least once a month. Sometimes if they can, you sometimes have some that do it twice a month, but we ask that they do this at least once a month, that they reach out to them. Then the other time is spent working if the children are in state custody, which is Department of Children's Services. We have meetings with them. We have meetings with other organizations as well. So just making sure that child is very well taken care of.
So at the rodeo on June 2nd and 3rd, you might not know the answer to this, but does it cost a certain amount of money for every case? Or do you have a goal that you're trying to reach?
Okay, so if when you look at that, for each of our cases, and when you do the math and balance that out, it comes down to about $850 per case.
Okay.
As far as the recruitment, the screening, the training, and the supervising of the advocates throughout the whole process. So that is a lot less than a month of a child in state custody.
Right.
So, but that is pretty much the cost of around $850.
So certainly those children who are already in this difficult position to no fault of their own, and they need someone to be their representative on their best interest behalf. If all you have to do to support that is come out and enjoy a rodeo,
yes, ma'am,
that's a pretty great deal. So you get your tickets at the door, buy your entry at the event. So it's $15 if you're an adult, $10 if you're a kid 13 and up. No, 6 to 12.
Yes.
And then if you're 5 and under, you're free.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so June 2nd and 3rd, and there's the address. In the meantime, if you would like to help volunteer and become an advocate, they would love to hear from you. So just contact Margie through the website that you see there, SETHRACASA.org.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see firsthand good folks like my parents worry about their livelihoods after being injured.